Are we ready? We can wait for a minute.
Yeah, we are ready. We can proceed.
Namaste. Welcome, dear masters. Welcome to Unify 2025 Week 6. And we are going to start a very important chapter today. And the name is Forgiving with Truth. So we are going to learn about the forgiveness, but Babaji is adding the truth of our existence and the truth behind it. So we are not just going to forgive, we are going to realize the truth attached to all our life experiences. We will understand it deeply. So we'll go through the chapter reading and then the practice. Before that, I would like everybody to settle down here. So just take a moment, take a pause, take a break from whatever you are doing, and let us be prepared to focus here for next 1 hour or so to understand the chapter. So let us close our eyes and get ready. Be open to receive. Take a slow, long, deep breath in to come to this body, this time, this present moment. Inhale deeply. Feel the body and relax as you exhale. Another slow, long, deep breath in. Lovingly receive this breath. Open little more. Expand your heart space. And then release, making some more room for another in breath. Whatever we had to do, let us now corner everything and be here. Feel each and every breath. Feel your heart space. Breathe in deep and breathe out. Now let us connect to Babaji. As we are going to receive very important chapter today. His presence will guide us. With a lot of love and respect and gratitude. We are open to receive this week's practice. Now come back. You may open your eyes. Welcome back. And we will start now. So I welcome Shaileshi to go through the chapter reading. And then anybody would like to read for today, you can raise your hand. Shaileshi, should I share now?
Yes, you can share. And Geeta ji is ready to read. So,
Welcome, Geeta ji.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you. Sir, I need to read from the screen, or I've got a book myself. Since English version is not having any difference, na?
Yes, yes. Yeah, we can read. You can read from the book also.
All right, sir. Thank you. Sixth week, forgiving with truth. Life is for receiving love. Everything in creation is made of love. That is the unified field of Einstein. It is the sweet syrup God used to brew everything we ever have or ever will perceive. Love is everything, and we are made to taste that syrup. Consequently, everything and everyone in creation can give us that sweet taste of love. That is what our life is for, to receive creation's love.
Right. So in this chapter, let me just give you a little idea that in this chapter the title is not just forgiveness. It's about the forgiving with truth. So there's a term attached to forgiveness, truth. So becoming aware of the truth related with forgiveness is the primary purpose of this chapter. And this understanding is going to be difficult initially, but you will have to have an open mind to understand what Babaji is trying to explain here. We have to have, this is going to basically um, bring a shift to our own understanding of forgiveness as of now. As we have known forgiveness to date, this chapter is going to bring about a change to that, a shift to that understanding. And that shift is going to, in fact, change our perspective completely about forgiveness, right? So be prepared for that. Be open in your mind. So to begin with, he is now setting the foundation for forgiveness, right? So what he is saying, life is for receiving love. First part of it, right? Life is for receiving love. Everything in creation is made of love. So right in the beginning in chapter 1, we understood the same very fact. This was told to us at that time also, that everything in creation is created out of love. Any creation happens from love. Love is the most common denominator of anything in existence. So that's the basis for anything getting created. So here he is trying to describe it more like a syrup, right? That God has used that syrup for brewing every recipe. So that's the common element used in creation. Okay, we love is everything. It is part of everything, and we are made to taste that love. Love, the syrup called love, right? So you can think about a jalebi, right? A jalebi without the sugar syrup is tasteless. It needs to have that syrup. So that is what this love is. In every existence of creation, the syrup that makes it delicious is love. So everything and everyone in creation can give us that sweet taste because everything is made out of that sweetness, made out of that syrup. We can get that taste from anything and everything, which includes living and non-living existence. People, things, animals, birds, plants, trees, mountains, stones, everything in existence, because it is made in love, it can become a source of that sweetness for us, source of that feeling of love. That's what our life is for, to receive creation's love. Okay? Okay, Geeta ji, let's move forward.
That means you are love. You not only receive love from everyone and everything, but you also give that same love. For everyone you meet, you give you give the sweet taste of love. Everything you meet, you also give that love. So life is not just for receiving love, it is also for giving love to everyone and everything.
Right. So, like we are receiving love from everything else also is receiving love from everything else, right? Which includes us. So, in that role, we are giving the love, right? So, it's a two-way process. Like when we receive love from everything else, we become sender of the love for that other things, those other things around us. They see us as a source of love. So everything in existence that way is connected to each other in the process in this way, by giving love and by receiving love, right? That's a very important thing, concept to understand. It's just like a mesh. We are all connected with that one single element called love. Okay.
This
So
little
yeah, life is not just for receiving love. It is also for giving love to everyone, right? And everything. This, see, very clearly mentioned here. It's not just people. It's also everything. That's something to be noted here. Okay. Yeah. Yes, Geeta ji.
this little concept spells out the misunderstood concept of forgiving. Life is for giving love, forgiving, forgiving love. That is forgiveness, nothing else. When you hold grudges, you are choosing to withhold that sweet taste of love you can give. Get rid of the grudge, and your life is once again for giving love.
Right. So till today, our experience of forgiveness, just recall any instance, and I'm pretty sure everyone has gone through some experiences of that nature where there came a time when you felt the need to forgive someone. Remember that experience. If you can remember that experience, you will immediately feel anger or some kind of discomfort within you right now, right? And what is that? That's that grudge which you are still holding. That is how we understood forgiveness to be. Okay, but what he is explaining, what he's saying is, forgive means for giving love. If you break down the word forgive, it's for giving love. That's what we are here for, right? So if we choose to carry the grudge from that experience, then what we are choosing to do is we are choosing to withhold that sweetness of love. We are putting a barrier to the flow of love between us and that other person or the thing. Okay, we create that barrier through our grudge that we carry. Okay, so we have to get rid of that grudge, and our life will once again be for giving love. That flow of love will re-establish once we remove that barrier of grudge. Okay.
Grudges are really easy to release when you once realize what a silly illusion they are. You hold grudges because you imagine someone has hurt you. You think you have been attacked, compromised, trespassed, and in some way made a lesser person. Or you imagine someone has taken something from you. Such folly. You are made in the image of God. You are perfection, and nothing, no one can alter that. You are abundance. Everything is yours, and all you need comes to you when you open yourself to it. You are truly a creator. You create whatever you experience. If you imagine that you have been hurt by anyone, It is only because that is what you as creator invited.
Right. So now this again is another very beautiful concept being introduced here. Now he says that the grudge that we are carrying, he's clarifying what that thing really is, right? What he's saying is that grudge is basically an illusion created out of our ignorance, because we are imagining that somebody has done something wrong to us, right? They either they have compromised us, or they have trespassed our freedom or our boundary, or in whichever way somebody has made us feel lesser. That aspect of it is what he is saying here is that's the cause of the grudge, and that whole thing is an illusion, right? We are imagining that they have taken something from us, right? But that's not the case. We are made in the image of God. We just now have to come back to the basic principle we are learning in this course. We are made in the image of God. We are abundant. Everything is ours, and all we need comes to us, right? Once we open ourselves. When we open ourselves to receive, everything that's available will come to us, whatever we need. So we are truly a creator. When we need something, it just appears. It comes to us. And we can create any experience that we want. In the process, we can create any experience as well, whatever we want, right? So that experience that we create, again, is our creation. As a creator, we are creating those experiences. If you imagine that you have been hurt by anyone, it is only because that is what you as a creator invited. So if you have an experience which makes you feel the grudge or carry the grudge, that is an experience you invited. That's why you got that experience of something not comfortable, or something that you did not want. That's what he's explaining here. So we being the creator, now the responsibility comes on to us. We are the creators, and such of those experiences that result in this situation where forgiveness is necessary, those experiences are also our own creation. We have to take ownership of that. That's what is explained here. It's a very critical concept. We will be using this concept in the future lessons to further build upon from here. Okay, please read further.
Sir, may I please add a few words to this?
Yes, sure.
Uh, in this, when Babaji has told us that you are abundance and all you need comes to you when you open yourself to it. I think for some of us commoners, the easy way to understand would be that when we shed or when we drop our limiting beliefs, it's not coming
Yes,
to us. We are abundance, but it is not coming to us because we ourselves have locked our gates because of those
yes,
limiting beliefs.
exactly.
So we need to
Yeah.
open
So,
that to experience that.
yes, perfect. Thank you for adding that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. This is a very difficult concept to grasp. All of so called reality seems to refute that truth. Your own experience seems to prove the world is full of mean people, hurting innocent people. In reality, that is impossible. You are solely responsible for your own experiences. You decide what your experiences are to be, and that is what you have. No one can interfere with you. No one has ever interfered with you.
All right. So this is the primary foundation of understanding forgiveness now. So once we say that we are the creators, then we have to take the total ownership, total responsibility for whatever is happening in our life, right? This is a very difficult concept to grasp initially. All the so-called reality around us seems to be full of suffering. You see everybody suffering around you. People are constantly going through difficult times. People are going through difficult experiences, right? And our experience, in a way, would say that this entire creation, the purpose of the creation is to hurt people, innocent people, right? In reality, what here now he is emphasizing, in reality, that is impossible, right? You are solely responsible for your own experiences. You decide what your experiences are to be, and that is what you have. No one can interfere with you. Very important. Why? Even God does not interfere with us because He has given us free will. Free will is the final word in nature. It's just like veto power. You are given total freedom to choose and use your free will. God will not tell you, oh, don't do this. If you do this, you will get pain. But I want pain. When I say I want pain, I will get pain. God will not interfere. I am using my free will. I want pain. I want to experience pain. So I'm choosing to have pain, and that's what I get. This is a very important thing to understand here. Many of our fundamentals, oh, you will say, why will I ever choose to have pain? Who in their right mind would want pain in life? We do it. And there is a reason why we invite pain in our life. We consciously we do not know. Logically, it seems very silly. But from a spiritual perspective, when you see why we come into this body, why we take birth, then we begin to understand, wow, I planned for everything that I'm experiencing in my life, most difficult things. I planned for it, and now I am experiencing and growing on account of that experience. Remember, every time you have been challenged in your past, think of your past, every time you were challenged, you grew, you have grown and overcome the challenge. That's why you are here today, right? You have been able to overcome all the challenges that life has thrown at you, right? That's how we are. So our growth takes place only against challenge. Without challenge, there is no growth. Okay? So think about it. That is the reason why we plan challenges in our life and we ask for challenges. And naturally, challenge will be painful, uncomfortable, because growth requires the discomfort for us to grow. Growth is always full of discomfort, right? But when it is happening, we forget this truth. Why would I plan pain in my life? Why would I plan unhappiness in my life? Think about now when I'm explaining this, start thinking in that manner. Well, that is the reason why I introduced that particular. If you start looking at your own life events with an open mind, then you will be able to go back, say 5 years ago, I had such and such challenge. And because of that challenge, this is what I figured out in my life, and I have been now able to grow. Each challenge in my life has helped me. All those exams in the school that I used to be so much fearful of has made me an educated person, right? Those exams, when in those days of exams, you were saying, why the hell do I have to go for exam? But after you pass the exam, you are qualified, you have become educated. This is how every other experience of challenge in our life makes us grow. Little by little, we keep growing little by little. And that growth is in the face of challenges, right? So this whole thing now, if you put it together, we are responsible for everything that we have in our life today. All our experiences are our own creation, and each one of them is for our own benefit. It has made us grow. We are here today. We are who we are today because of such of those experiences. All right. So you will have to slowly absorb this information. We are talking paragraph by paragraph, but at the end, I would want you to then sit back at your own leisure and go through these things together. In the first go, I am telling you chunk by chunk, but when you put them together, you will see the entire picture very clearly. All right. Yeah. Yes, Geeta ji.
You have free will. No one, not even God, will interfere with your free will. It is protected as a holy right of yours. You can create whatever you want because you create whatever you think. This wonderful universe began with God's thought. Likewise, our creation begins with our thoughts.
Correct. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, that our free will is our biggest, I would say, quality that God has given to us, and this entire creation is created out of God's thought. Now, this is a beautiful. Imagine about this thing, right? Imagine in somebody's mind there is a thought of the universe, and we are part of that thought. Each one of us is a part of somebody's thought, right? If you have seen that movie Matrix, you will understand this concept. We are living in God's thought actually, and likewise, we also have thoughts because we are created in the image of God. We have thoughts too, and our thoughts also become things, right? Simple examples, on a day-to-day basis, you are doing that actually. You are manifesting your thoughts on a day-to-day basis. You get, right? You get up in the morning, you start getting ready for work, and while you are having your shower, you are thinking, well, what will I have for breakfast? That's a thought. You think about, okay, for my breakfast, I will have a sandwich. And then after that, you are engaged with getting ready, and you automatically go into the kitchen or wherever and then make a sandwich for yourself. And then you have a physical sandwich in your hand. So the process is first the thought, then the thing. This is how entire creation happens. Think about the concept of a chair, for example. Somebody at some point must have thought about, well, I am tired of lying on the floor. I need something. I feel more comfortable sitting on a stone, right? When I sit on the stone, I feel comfortable. Why don't I make something like that in my house? And that would have started the process of creation of a chair. And then that thought traveled through the group that existed at that time, and everybody would have got that thought. And from that thought, several versions of a chair would have been created. For example, bed is a version of the chair, right? So many types of chairs got created and different people created at different times. Likewise, that thought has traveled from time to time, and things have been created out of thought, right? So thought is always beginning of every creation. We are part of God's thought. And likewise, we think and create from our thought. Very important concept once again. These are all very deep things. Uh, take it slowly, one at a time. Okay, please read further.
In our world of many individual creations, many for each person, we are all actors for each other's script. You are the writer, director, producer, and lead character for your script. Everyone else plays in your creation exactly as you direct.
Right. So now, here he is talking about interrelationship between the creations now. He's talking about as individual, I am a creator, and as individual, you are also a creator, and likewise, there are many creators here, and we are creating together, but still individual. So, like for example, I have thoughts about a group called Unified Group, right? And in that group, you are all participating as audience. Some of you are participating as admins. Everybody has duties. Somebody is reading, somebody is listening, somebody is asking questions. All this is a group manifested from thought, physical manifestation of a thought. And likewise, you also must have had a thought. Well, I need such and such, this kind of input to develop myself spiritually. And you found, somebody told you, well, there is a program like this based on a book. Why don't you try it out? And you tried, you joined the group and tried it out, and you became part of a group. So you entered my manifestation, but also created your manifestation, materialized your thought that you wanted inputs of this nature, which you could understand and use in making your life better, right? So each one of us has our own life story going on. And what he's saying, you are the writer, director, producer, and lead character of your script. You are writing that script in your thought. And everyone else plays in your creation exactly as you direct. Very important thing. Everyone else around you plays in your creation as directed by you. As directed by you is to be underlined, because you are the writer, director, producer, and the lead character of that story. Your story in your mind, right? That is so very important to understand. So let's say in a family, there is a father, there is a mother, there is a son, there is a daughter, whatever number of people in that family. Now, the father of that family has a story in which he is the main character. He directs that family using his own thinking, his thoughts. The child in that story, father's story, there is a child, and that child has his own creation. In the child's creation, there is a father, there is a mother, there is a sister, right? And for the main character child, everyone else is playing the role as per his story, right? For the father, the children are playing a role of the child. The lady of the house is playing the role of the mother, right? Like that, each one of us, we are all interconnected through the roles. In some stories, we are cooperating as a co-actor, and in our own story, we are the lead character. So in that one small house, one small dwelling, there are four pictures, four stories going on, right? And in those four different stories, if you think about your own house, your family, there are as many people, that many stories are going on. Each one is looking at that particular family as a unit, but their own perspective of the family is totally different and separate from everyone else, right? The child sees that family as my parents' house. The father sees that family as his own family, right? That's how. So we are all connected through those roles that we are playing in each other's story. So I am playing a lead role in my story, but I'm also playing a co-role and another actor's role in all of your stories. In your stories, there is a character called Shailesh, and that character I am playing. And also now the underlined part of it, the end of that paragraph, I am playing exactly as you direct in your story. Right? In your story, the way you want me to play the role, I am playing that role. So my being available to you in your story is based on your thought and your manifestation. That's so very important to understand. Okay, please read further.
Think you will be poor and robbed and cheated, and an actor will surely oblige you. Think you are ill, and an actor will transmit to you a horrible disease. Think you are downtrodden, beaten up, and abused, an actor will come to your service.
Right. So all variety of roles he is describing here. So if we have this thought, now this limiting thought that, oh, people beat me up, I am such a poor person, I am downtrodden, I am abused by everybody. And when I create that thought, when I have that thought, I manifest that experience in my life, and somebody will come and give me that experience. It could be from within the family, from outside the family, wherever, in whatever situation I am, but my manifestation will be fulfilled by the universe, right? If I think that everybody cheats around here, people get robbed, I have full potential of experiencing robbery and cheating. It's going to be manifested if I have those thoughts, right? Yeah, please read further.
When you recognize that those people you hold grudges against are actors in your own creation, they are easy to forgive. Then life is for giving love.
Yeah. So now understanding this thing, why is he talking about all this is so that we can understand that person about with whom I am carrying a grudge, that person did exactly as I directed. That person is an actor in my story, in my play. That person is playing a role as per my direction and my script. Even the script is written by me. That person is just playing the role. And I am now now that I understand that it's happening because of me, then it's so much easy for me to, oh my God, this person is just an actor in my drama. Okay. I don't need to carry any grudge against this person. He's actually, I should be thankful that he played the role so very well that I felt as if this was real. He put me in that illusion by his beautiful acting. I got illusion into thinking that this was real. That's how you will now begin to see things. Understanding this is so very fundamental, right? So Rashi is asking, as I directed, is it consciously or unconsciously? Both. It is conscious and unconscious, depending on. I would say most of the time it is consciously. It is consciously because of ignorance. I am ignorant of my own abilities. That's why I am bringing such of those thoughts that are bringing that experience to me. Okay, that is because of ignorance. Okay, yes, please read further.
In the past, when you have forgiven, you have said, you have done wrong to me, but I want you to know I don't want to hold a grudge. So I'm going to try to forget that horrible thing you did to me. Such a thought recognizes an illusion. It gives power to a mistake that anyone could do harm to you without your consent. It is impossible. Such a form of forgiveness is not forgiveness at all.
Right. So our conventional understanding of forgiveness as of now, what he is saying is that if we are doing a forgiveness, whatever way we practice forgiveness, we usually, this is the statement we always say, right? I will, okay, I am going to forget what you did to me. You did such a horrible thing, and I am going to forget that. I will forgive you, right? So now what he is saying is that in this statement, in the way, this way of thinking about forgiveness, there is an illusion which is built in, that what is that illusion is that we are giving power to others for doing something bad to us. It is not possible. They can never interfere with my free will. They could not have done anything wrong to me unless I have permitted them to do it. Without my permission, they could not have done. Right? So, once again, right, my permission goes in the form of what? My script, my direction, my story. That's how I am giving that character in my story the role, that you play this role for me. Here's your script. Here's the drama you have to create. This is what you have to do. I'm giving them the permission. Then they deliver according to my need, my requirement, right? That's the concept here. So recognizing that this is just an illusion. We have been thinking that, oh, somebody can come and harm me. He's saying, never think like that again. Nobody can come and harm you, right? That's what is important. It's not possible. And because of that reason, such a form of forgiveness is not forgiveness at all. Your own, I mean, like, you can very easily look back at your own experiences of in the past of forgiving somebody. Have you really forgiven? Whenever you think of such that person with whom you did that, you are still going to feel uncomfortable. You would not want to talk to that person anymore, right? If you have had a very bad experience from somebody, even though you have said, okay, I will forget about it, I will just forgive this person, you've done all kinds of things, okay, I forgive, I let go, all that. But still, today, if that person comes and stands in front of you, you will not be happy. Think about it, right? Then that means forgiveness has actually not happened. And that's what he is mentioning here. That form of forgiveness is not forgiveness at all. Okay, let's go further, please.
Indeed. Oh, sorry. Instead, you need to think, I have made a mistake in my thinking to allow you to seemingly hurt me. I read the sentence again. Instead, you need to think, I have made a mistake in my thinking to allow you to seemingly hurt me. I recognize you are merely doing what I invited, and that in reality, neither you nor anyone can hurt me. I am perfect now, always have been, and always will be. You can't change that. I now recognize that life is for giving love to you.
Right. So this is the new way in which we will now look at forgiveness. Okay. What will we now say? We take ownership now that I must have made a mistake in my thinking to allow you to hurt me. I must have made a mistake, right? So I recognize that you are only doing what I invited you for, and that in reality, neither you nor anyone else can hurt me. I am perfect now, always have been, and will remain perfect forever. You can't change that. I now recognize that life is for giving love to you. I give you my love because you did as per my request. You actually fulfilled my request. And thank you for that. This is how we have to look at forgiveness. Such a big difference now, right? We are now not sitting in a seat of judgment saying you did that, that is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. We are not doing any judgment anymore, anything. We are simply offering our love as gratitude to somebody for having fulfilled our desire. That's the different form of forgiveness we are looking at. So Rashi was just now asking a question, right? Rashi, ma'am, all these difficult experiences in our life, we will talk about it in detail at some point. The big ones are planned. The very big ones in life are planned. They are spaced out according to our plan. Small ones are all small steps leading to a big one. And these small ones are created through choice of the family and the society in which we are born. We choose that. And from that society and the family, we get the belief system. And that belief system results in our way of thinking and our way of creating experiences. Right? Your thought process, whatever thinking you do today, is based on your belief system. You believe in certain things, right? And that is how your experiences are getting created. All right. So in very short, I have explained this. The belief system plays a big part in our life experiences. So in the initial part of our life, we build that belief system, and later we live through experiences created from that belief system. Belief system, actually, if you understand, belief system is responsible for our behaviors, the way we behave. It comes from the belief system. And our behavior results in the experiences with everyone around us, right? If your behavior is aggressive, you will find people of that nature around you. Those are the experiences, right? So this is how everything is connected. Okay. But we will talk about that some other time. Belief system has a very big role in our life. Okay. Please read, Geeta ji.
Today, set aside some time to mentally note all those wonderful people you hold grudges against. They might be parents, sisters, brothers, friends, your spouse, or strangers you don't even know the names of. For each person, say those words of forgiveness. Read it if you like, but more importantly, feel the meaning of your words.
So now, this new way of forgiveness, he says, today you can make a mental note of the names of people that you don't have to create a huge list of the entire lifetime today. Just think of a few people who are immediately around you and go through this exercise of thanking them for being part of your story, doing the play as per your script, and then recognizing that they cannot violate your privacy, they cannot violate your perfection, right? And recognizing that now I send love to you. That's the kind of thinking you have to do now. Okay. Yes, please read further.
When you go to bed tonight, think of those people and even others you don't think you hold a grudge over. Picture each one and send love from your heart. Say silently, I send you love from my heart. Name of the person, and I forgive you, knowing it is impossible for you to infringe on my perfection. Uh, should I read the sentence again, sir?
No, that's
I
okay.
send you. Okay.
Yeah.
You will find this exercise to be extremely cleansing.
Yes. So today at bedtime, you can do this exercise with each person, right? Separately for each person, taking their name, right? You will address each person with their name or whatever way you call them, right? If say for example, you are doing it for your mom, say mom or mother or amma, whatever you call your mother. use that and then repeat this sentence. Say that I send you love from my heart and I forgive you, knowing it is impossible for you to infringe on my perfection. And with that thought, I send you love from my heart. And when you say I send you love from my heart, do it truly with a feeling from your heart. Now you have learned how to be in your heart, right? When you think of your mother and you feel love for your mother, that is truly the love, right? And in that mode, do this exercise, right? Your subconscious will register. In that state, your subconscious immediately registers this particular untangling of energy blocks that we are carrying. Whatever grudge we are carrying will get resolved from this. Okay. So start doing it with the 2, 3, 4, whatever you can, that many people at bedtime. You have this entire week and you will continue this exercise. We will learn little more further down here. Please read.
As you give love in this way, your whole being opens up to receiving the love from everyone and everything around you. Enjoy the feeling that comes, a peaceful, joyful, quiet, yet energetic pulsation of sweet syrup.
Yeah. So when we open up like this with somebody, right? As I was just mentioning, feeling the love when you think, let's say you think of your mom and you feel the love and you are now sending love to your mom, letting go of all those grudges that you are carrying. That when you open up like that, what are you actually doing? You will instantly feel your mother's love then. The grudge that was becoming a barrier in your receiving the love of your mother, that barrier, once it is dropped, you will instantly feel the rush of love inward also. You are sending, but at the same time, you will start feeling the love that has been blocked by you because of the grudge, right? That will immediately happen. So that you will experience today. Okay. Yeah.
Forgiving
Please.
and understanding the true nature of forgiveness is a prime cornerstone of this course. Grudges have been your master and you their slave. They have distorted your perception. They have kept you in hell when you were made to live in heaven. In order to firmly understand this truth, read this lesson each day. Read each sentence slowly, thinking about it, digesting it.
Right. So how many of you agree with this? Right? Grudges have been our true masters to date, right? When we carry the grudges for days and weeks and months against people, we just carry them within us, right? And they and those grudges, what they do, they distort our perception. Our perception may not be the fact, the reality. The other person may actually be trying to uh, offer love to us, but because of our grudge, we are blocking it. And we are having a distorted perception of that person. And we have been totally controlled by the grudges, right? When you are in grudge, you lose your sensibility, your reasoning, your rational, right? You will lose all that. And then because of the grudge, your perception will be distorted, right? And then in that distorted perception, you will say, this life is hell, right? Hell and heaven are both in this life around us only, right? So we create our own hell by retaining these grudges. Now, Babaji is giving such a beautiful method to now let go of these grudges and then create a heaven for us. So easy, not difficult at all. We can now create our own heaven, right? So read each sentence slowly, thinking about it and digesting it. This chapter is a lot. So just letting you all know that I have already announced this in the Hindi group, because In the Hindi group, I found that people were taking a little longer and they are still finding it difficult to digest. So what we have decided is to extend this week 6 to the next week also. So we'll do this week 6 chapter for 2 weeks. Okay. So just because you are able to see now, this is so very important foundation of this course that I felt it will be helpful for each one of us to not only learn but also experience the value of this form of forgiveness, right? Experience it. So 2 weeks, in 2 weeks, I'm pretty sure you will all go through the experience and feel that lightness, that joy, that happiness of becoming unburdened from the hell, right? So just know that also, please. Yeah. Okay. Please read further.
This week, you begin more specific communication with our higher self. Up to now, your communication has been about truth, the nature of creation, and how you fit into it. This week, after you have settled down into focus in the heart and received the signal from your higher self, say, today, give the name, my higher self, feed to me the names of those people I want to forgive. Then sit quietly and let those names come to you. If you want to forgive someone whose name you don't know or wouldn't remember, you will receive only a description of the incident. Keep a pencil and paper handy. Write down each name so you can forgive each after your quiet period.
Right. So this is very simple. Our quiet period, as you know, how we do it, we just center ourselves, we calm down, center ourselves, and we have learned how we get the signal of our higher self and we connect with higher self. And in that state of connectedness, what we do this week, what we have to do today, my dear higher self, please feed me the names of those people that I want to forgive, that I want to forgive, right? So when you ask for the names and then you sit quietly and wait, you will get names, and sometimes you may not get a name, you may get a vision of an incident that you've had, and that's okay. You can make note of that incident or whatever it is, right? And then using that list you create, then after you have finished your quiet period, then you can sit down and do this exercise of sending love with that sentence saying that I now know that you cannot infringe upon my perfection. I send you love. Okay, that thought is very important, and then you send love with that, right? So do that exercise. So in your quiet period, prepare the list, and at the end of the quiet period, you can then do the forgiveness. And each day when you do, you may get. Oh, I think he's describing it further. Okay, let's read further, please. Yeah.
Sir, I was writing in the chat about a question. Is this a
Yes.
typographical error in the first sentence? This week you
Let me
begin
just.
more specific communication with our higher self. Shouldn't this be your?
Yeah, I think yes.
You begin
I think that's
with your higher self, right?
yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Next paragraph.
Hmm.
Do this
Yes.
every day this week. You may feel you need to forgive any one person each day, or you may find it complete for that person after one forgiveness.
Hmm.
Your higher self will tell you, follow the guidance.
Yeah. So each day when you sit down and prepare this list, your list may sometimes have repeated names because yesterday when you did it, it may not have been effective enough or may not have been deep enough. So you need to continue with that, and your higher self will guide you on that. In some cases, doing it once may be enough, and those names may not repeat, right? And in from my experience with the Hindi group, I can tell you that in that list, your name can also appear. Your own name can appear in the list as well. Okay. So just be aware. Rashi is asking meaning of infringe on my perfection. Infringe on your perfection means nobody has the right to uh, make you less than perfect. Okay. Usually the word infringe is used with rights, right? Infringing upon somebody's rights. Okay, that's how the usage is. Okay, yes, please read further.
This week, also continue to clear uninvited influences from your aura as needed, and close your aura whenever you go into a crowd or near illness or negativity. Whenever you think about it, give love from your heart to anyone and everything. These practices are now a part of your daily life. From now on, they should be done regardless of whether or not weekly lessons mention them.
Right. So he is also reminding here that the exercises we have done in the past, all of them are still valid and we need to do them as necessary, right? Like clearing the aura, closing the aura, all those things as necessary we have to do, and we have learned when they have become necessary, right? You need to clean your aura, close the aura whenever you are going into negativity or a place of disaster or a hospital or in a large group of people, whenever you feel that thing, we now know we have a signal that will tell us that, oh, I need to clean my aura now, right? So those things we have to continue to do as part of our daily routine, right? Keeping our aura clean, closing the aura, all those things, sending love to people whenever you think of somebody, just first thing is send love, right? That practice, these are very important things we have to continue doing. So this lesson comes to an end here. I'm going to quickly look at some questions here. Pam is asking a question: why do I need to forgive them when it was not their mistake? Okay, think of this. Uh, think of that specific case for yourself in your mind. Think about that. Do you feel uncomfortable? If you feel uncomfortable, then it doesn't matter whose mistake it is. Don't think about mistakes. We are not even thinking about mistakes. We are thinking about that barrier we created. Irrespective of who caused that barrier to happen. But there is a barrier, we have to remove it. And that barrier is in my mind. It's not physically anywhere or with that other person or anything. Right? Barrier is in my mind. And I need to shed that barrier so that love can flow. Either direction. From me to them and from them to me. That's the important part here. We are learning that, right? Shedding those barriers, letting go. Okay? Right. Yes, getting a universal truth will not be necessary. Yes, that's right. That part we have done. That was the purpose of that is served now. Your channel with your higher self is clear. And thank you so much, Geeta ji, for helping us with clarity on this chapter. Thank you so much. There is a question here. What if the names come even before sitting down and asking higher self? Whenever, it doesn't matter. That's okay. If the names come earlier, if you forgive them many times, then also they show you anger and not happy, then what to do? This is not on that aspect. We are clear. We are not working on other people. We are working on us. Right now, our focus is inside me. If I have barrier, I have to shed it. Okay, start doing that. First, don't imagine that they will not respond like that. If you have done your forgiveness properly, then from that side you will receive love. I can guarantee you that one. If you are not receiving love, that means you haven't done that letting go part properly. You are carrying it in you. That's why it's reflected from there. Anything that comes to you is your manifestation. Don't forget that. You are the initiator of that story. Absolutely, always, always, always. So if you are receiving something that you don't like, then go inside and check. Why did I ask for this experience? You will know. Um, right now, don't connect what we have learned today. Don't connect it with your past practices. In the past, you may have sent love or you have done forgiveness practice. Those practices are not effective. Try this practice today onwards. Try it for a few days and then give me your feedback. How your experience is, right? Is it changing now or not? That's how it will work, right? Okay, what if something horrible has happened to a child who is not capable of consent? This was yesterday, I think, in Hindi group also this question was asked. The child could have introduced that experience in their life plan, quite possible. Sometimes they would carry it from the previous life. That's possible. And the third possibility is they have it in the belief system imparted by the family. That also can be responsible for some of the experiences, right? If they have been told by the parents or somebody in relatives or whoever about something, and that little child has accepted whatever is told to them, they may invite that experience. And that this whole thing could be plan of a sequence planned earlier, planned before taking birth. It's possible, right? So many things are possible. Okay. Geeta ji has written beautifully here. Soul chooses big challenges to evolve fast. Okay. So as the souls mature more and more, they bring bigger challenges into their lives so that they can evolve. It's almost like graduating to a higher class, right? Your exams will become tougher and tougher, right? If you are in grade 10, your exam is tougher than what you had in grade 8, right? Like that. So as we grow, our challenges will become more difficult, right? Because each challenge, understand it. Every time with an experience, we are growing. Growing means what? We are becoming more capable of handling bigger challenges. That's the purpose, meaning of growth. That's why we are given bigger challenges so that we can test it. Okay, am I ready for it? Have I learned enough? That's how you test and then graduate. Once you graduate, after that, you will be getting challenges of that level. That's how life is designed.
Whatever we are calling challenges for a child, it is in reference to our own perspective. But if we see from above, when a child is born, there's no good and bad for him. There's just simple experience. There we are defining it. Oh, what a horrible thing happened to that little baby. That's our statement, not God's statement, not that baby's statement.
Yes.
And I've seen a kid like she has no pain because by birth she is going through so much of whatever treatment, that severe unknown illness, and like whatever the nurse used to do, she will never cry because she doesn't know what a body feels like with no pain. And that's how her journey started with a newborn baby. Do
I think we are done with the questions now.
Mamta ji also, she's saying something like in the surrounding if something is not right, right? So just watch your thoughts. It's like we running around our day. We are not able to sit. That's how people around us running all the time. So everything around us is our reflection, our own thoughts reflection. Just pay attention to your thought and you will see the more quieter, more calmer you are becoming. And that's how your surrounding will be supporting you, loving you. And then before that, you will be tested to an extreme. Also remember that. And there
Yes.
shouldn't be any complaint. You don't have to, whole forgiveness chapter, we don't have to compromise. We don't have to, you know, say that, okay, I am elder and he is little. I need to understand this. I should compromise. It's not about that. It's not about convincing ourselves to forgiveness. It will happen naturally. The more we understand the truth, the more we understand everything plotted in front of us is a creation, and we are responsible for that. And we are given that power to see behind um, the things. Also, somebody said that one master says that there's a non-living thing and living thing, right? How are non-living things created from love? Is it referring to God's love? So in the creation, I don't see anything non-living that is created by God. Everything is alive. And if we are talking about man-made doors and windows, they are also consciousness. They are also reflection of ourself. The
The
appliances.
food that the food that you cook in your kitchen every day, is it living or non-living? But you create it with love. When you input love into that food, it becomes so delicious. Your love changes the taste of the food. That's how love is.
And I used to tell this to my mom when she used to be very angry, and that day she is cooking. I don't know that if she is angry or not, but by tasting food, I can tell that, okay, you are not in love today. So that I still remember. Also, Rinkuji is saying that, if you forgive them many times and also they show you
Yeah,
anger
yeah,
and not happy, then what to do? Just keep on doing what you're doing right now. Because the
yes.
more we practice, the more we revive ourselves. Everything we are doing here is for ourselves, for our own refinement, for our own expansion, understanding. We are talking about creation. Just understand where have been we have been dared to even speak a word, because we have not seen it like this in this body. Like, no, we have not seen this, like how we do our science research, right? We use all this record and whatever analysis report work, right? There we are talking about creation. So we have to break many things in our head. And the more you connect with your heart, you don't need to prove that equation. You will know, okay, what is the truth? What I am talking, what in this creation, everything is for me. It is for me and it is available to me infinite times. There is no scarcity. I've been thinking that there will be no water one day, there will be no trees one day, and no life on earth one day. Yes, definitely. If we think that way, that is what will happen around us. If the majority of us start thinking that way. But there are still people holding this thing, this belief, what we are learning today. And that is keeping this world go. Lovely reading
This
and lovely
Yes,
explanation.
yeah.
Yes.
There's one important one here, that Suman Kini ji has asked. Why does it seem like good people suffer more? So if you pay attention to what Babaji has mentioned throughout this chapter, he has not talked about good and bad. That good and bad is subjective. What is good for you may not be good for somebody else, right? So that's our definition. We attach definitions to things. We attach adjectives to things. That's human tendency, and that is based on our belief system. So um, it's only apparently visible to us that, oh, this person, in my opinion, this person is good, but he's suffering, right? But there's another person, in my opinion, who's bad, But I have that perception that that person is not suffering. You never know. That person may actually be suffering. You have no idea. You are making assumptions,
And it's
right?
the universal law, right? Whatever
Mm.
happens is not partial to anything, anybody. We have to understand it, right? That
Yes,
that illusion author, he said that there's no imperfection, no injustice in the whole creation.
exactly.
It's our
Right.
own ignorance that we see that.
The God has created the flower and the thorns with the same love. They are both created with God's love. It's us who decide this is good, this is bad, right? So
And a
when
beautiful
you,
reference.
yeah,
Oh, sorry, please complete, Shailesh.
when you start being or existing in the qualities of God, your thought process will change. Start practicing. I know this chapter is very heavy to digest, very heavy. That's why we will take our time. Please take your time, take it slowly, one by one, read it every day, read it, and then try to digest that, because this is shifting the basis of our belief system. To date, you have a belief system, all of us, right? We have a belief system, and when somebody starts to shake the foundation of the belief system, we feel uncomfortable. And I am expecting each one of you will go through that. Nothing wrong, absolutely nothing wrong, right? But please give it a fair chance to understand, to absorb this information, and for temporarily keep your belief system aside, and then try to, with an open mind, try to understand what is being said. Okay, and if it gives value to your life experiences, you will automatically adopt it. Okay.
Also, the good people suffer more, right? In this chapter, in one paragraph, Babaji has written like the wonderful people you hold grudges against. So he's talking about those people we think they are not nice, they are not good, and he is still calling him and wonderful people, wonderful person. So that wonderful person is not entirely wrong. He has his own creation, his own world, people praising him, saying, "Oh my God, you are such, such, such." And we are saying you are such, 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 right? So it's only our eyes that has to be fixed.
Right.
Rinkuji, new concept, just give it time, because we are learning two things here. So we have learned, we create our own reality before, if we have learned about it, if we have heard about it. But now we are learning that with truth. So first, the truth we have been practicing for last 6 weeks. Does it sound like we said that, okay, you say these are the God qualities and these are mine, and then start giving those qualities to yourself as your days go by. Suppose you are cooking, you are cleaning, you are folding clothes, you are pressing, you are talking, interacting with a gentleman, like Amitabh Bachchan, maybe is in front of you, or Shailesh, and then a dhobi comes, or somebody come for, sabzi wala or the kam wali, and then you see what shift happens there. That's where you will see, okay, I'm not here. I am in my mind looking people with their physical identity, and then I'm behaving. So this change will come definitely. It might take little while, but you will be happy. You will clap for yourself.
Just keep an open mind, please. Huh? I just request, we keep an open mind. Your belief system will interfere because you have used that belief system for whatever number of years you have lived on the planet so far, right? So it's embedded in you. Nothing wrong with that. Temporarily, as we are learning something new now, just keep an open mind. Say, okay, let me try this out sincerely. Right? Let me give this a chance, and then let me see if my experience changes. If I have a better experience, why not change the belief system then, right? Adopt it.
So here it's saying this little concept, a new concept he is adding, that everything in this creation is love. And your life is to receive love. and you are there to give love. So he's explaining in all the ways you connect with love, right? So we don't have to do forgiveness in one day. It may not happen. It's a continuous journey. Whenever we feel there is a block in our love flow and we see a person standing in front of us, we need to realize that person has come to make us realize what I need to learn. His, that rude behavior or critical words, that's just a mask, but how much intent is there, like how much forcefully he's telling you, that much love he has to express his word to make you realize, okay, grow this way, how much that love is. And we only see love in the softness, but what is about the bright sun, right? That sun is in its pure divinity, giving its warmth. So the same way, people around us taking different roles, but they're all helping us. We have to see everything through that eyes, and then one day we will be in the space that, okay, now I understand what he was trying to tell. The day Mamtaji's neighbor, he will stop running around, she will realize, oh my God, thank you for making me calm. That's how intuitively we will start saying thanks to those person who we have been keeping grudges for long. So give it time, and it's a continuous journey. We will be doing it this week, next week, and next chapter also. It reminds us to do this practice and throughout our life. Whenever we feel that our love is blocking by somebody, there's no somebody. There's no other person to hold grudges with. It's only me. I have to be in love. Three phase of ours. I am created in love and I will be in love. Here in the middle, there might be incidents, events, people, person coming and going, but I don't want this to be blocked. I want to be loved here as well. And we start with one intention. Yes, I want to do this. Yes, it's Babaji saying it's possible. Then I definitely want to do it. It will
And
be
it is
the
the
biggest
truth.
challenge.
And it is the truth. We have to remember, we are living in illusion, which you think is your belief system. That is an illusion, actually. This is what we are learning now is the truth. Also pay attention to that, right? Now we are learning the truth, which is challenging the belief system, which is a illusion, right? And we are trying to break the illusion. Wake up. That's what we are trying to do.
So yes, we will start seeing the truth all around. We will start seeing the illusion all around. And we know that the truth has permanence. And that is who we are, our true essence. We are in God's image. But we forgot to walk on that path sometimes because of, that if the road is up and down and if there are obstacles on the road, we just feel that trouble, that movement is not correct, and then it's just temporary. But we become more alert. We can learn to walk on any kind of road with much balance. So that's the journey we are having. And Shalishi, we should take questions.
We can, but do you want to go through meditation first? The
Okay.
practice part of it.
If
Hmm?
everybody is ready, just please
Okay, let's
write in
quick.
the
Okay,
chat.
okay. Let's do the questions quickly.
Because
Okay.
if there is something in the mind, it
Yeah,
will not
yeah.
go deep.
Okay, okay. Rashi, please unmute.
Yes. So one thing I just want to add a few experiences here, if I'm allowed to. One thing when Pam ma'am said that why do we need to forgive the person? That's because somehow we don't remember the emotion that is associated with that person, but we always remember that this person did this to me. So that's
Hmm.
why it's important to forgive that person, because somehow when that person comes, we hold, okay, इसने मुझे एक बार वो बोला था. So we hold that he got angry at me at once. So that's why we need to forgive that person. And the second, like I think Mamtaji mentioned an incident which happened with me. And this used to happen usually afternoon, like full day it happened, but once it happened at 2:33 in the night, and I was so angry. I was so angry that I went and I rang the bell of that person like 10 times, I think. Thunk, thunk, thunk. And then I was so angry. I said, "Have you looked at the time? It is like 3:30 a.m. in the night, and you are making so much of noise. The kids were skating in the house at 3:30." And I was so angry. Once I did that, I think after 2 3 days again I was angry. I went third time. Then I thought that there's something which is, why is it making me angry? Matlab, it's just the kids that are playing. Why am I getting so angry? Then I don't know why. Suddenly I thought that I should just be nice, and I was just saying that it is okay. They are just kids. Yeah, they are meant to play. They are meant to play. Whenever I used to see them in the lift, I used to just give them a nice smile and ask whether, how are you, how is exam, how's school going on. And after 1.5 months, everything stopped. I was so shocked that just my behavior changed towards them. I became more loving. I was genuinely. Otherwise, whenever I used to see, if they're trying to run and come to the lift, I used to just close the door and not let them come, because it used to irritate me so much. But then I realized that this love plays such an important part, that it 1.5 months, but it changed. Now there is absolutely no noise, and the kids are still the same. But yes, it does change. So yes, if we try forgiving, if we try sending love, or it will become magical.
We are only expanding our love field, the capacity to love.
Yes. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Sheelamji, please unmute.
Yeah, Atma Vandan to everyone. Just my concept, what I really liked in this chapter was actually this grudge is over a long period, because never took responsibility for the thing that has happened. I really like the concept to say you are the director, you have given these roles to these people, and they are playing the role which you have directed, and now you're taking it on them. So
It's your
when you
script
realize
also.
that,
Your script.
yeah, that's what. So yeah, my script, and I made them do that, and I'm grudging on them. Actually, that is such a wonderful concept to make you realize, no, you can't take it on them. You have to make yourself understand that you are the cause for the whole thing, and give only love and appreciate what they've done. Well, that's exactly what you wanted.
In the
So
movie, who puts more interest, more fun is the villain, and he is also paid, right? In our life, the villain.
I know we hate him. The thought of him gets us feel all negative about him. Like Pran used to be always thought negatively, but I heard he's actually genuinely a very nice person. But everywhere we see him on screen with the negative role. So mind has created that negativity in our mind.
Yeah.
I
And
remember Amrish Puri. I cannot think of positive role, but
no,
he was
but
such
I
a
think
nice person in his own life.
that's what many people were saying the same. These people are good by nature, basically in their true life. But so I think when you put this, it makes us understand and accept that forgiveness faster, and realize that love is the only thing which can change and bring peace to us. And secondly, exactly what Pritiji, as you said, sunlight. If you go in the scorching sun is supposed to pricking you. So if you are choosing a time when to get infiltrated with the sharp sunlight and blame the sun, it's your choice. It's the wrong time.
And in your life, you don't hesitate to be sun.
Yeah.
That sun is in its pure, total responsibility, doing its job, what it has to do, learned his lesson, being who is he. And then we start complaining, oh, no, 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 I did something wrong. That's what people have been seeing, where like, I feel I am not right. I want to forgive myself. But why? If you are not connected with the truth, you don't realize yourself that you are made in the image of God. And whatever role you took, you did it in your whole perfection. Was it positive, negative on earth plane? But it was the role you chose and you came with.
Okay, when you say that, if we came to do the role, then aren't we increasing our karmic accounts if we are not giving a thought to what we are doing, saying we came for that role?
But karma, by doing things we learn. We keep telling our child, don't do this. They will go and do the mess. My son is behind burning the plastic. He has been very exciting in roaming around in the home. I want to burn this. I want to burn. I'm saying, stop, don't do this. No, you can't do this. But someday I know he will do it. How he does, I don't know. But I know he will do it. Same thing written on the packet of cigarette. It's injurious
Yeah,
to health. We have been doing it.
yeah.
It's the same thing. We only want to go through the experience and then say, okay, I'm done.
So
I mean,
let's
this,
do the meditation now, please. Huh? Let's do it. Otherwise, yeah, quite a lot of time now. Okay. Yeah. Good. Thank you.
Rinkuji will talk to you after session. Just let us all sit. Shalish, you are on mute. Huh? You're saying
Okay.
something?
Okay. No, no. Just get ready for meditation.
Yes, everybody must have got little break. So sip some water, settle down here in this present moment. We have learned something very, very important, very, very vast. But only if we say it from our little mind. But our heart knows all about it. It is made to love. It knows only love. And whenever it receives anything that it rejects, we start feeling restless, uncomfortable, in pain. And then we keep increasing our pain because our focus in that pain. So let us revive our own thinking, our own understanding of life and creation, and who we truly are, what we truly are. So just sit comfortably with crossed legs, fingers into fingers, hands in your lap, and close your eyes with a gentle smile on your face, feeling alive, experiencing this life with truth, my God. Just repeat these words within, that I am living this life with truth. I always wanted to be. Feel the pleasure, the treasure we have found. Take a slow, long, deep breath in and out. Breathe in, breathe out whenever it is overwhelming, too much of love, too much of joy, or restlessness, anxiety, or fear. Use your breath. It's the pure energy, more than food. It's comforting, filling up all those spaces we need to be filled in with. Another slow, long, deep breath in. Understand this more, experience this more. This breath is God's love. Now breathe it. Breathe God's love. Inhale deeply and exhale deeply. So as we inhale, we become God's love. We receive love. We contain love. And then as we exhale, we give love. And we get alive with this breath. Once we realize this breath is filling me with love, so this life becomes to be giving love. Feel it. For our conscious mind to be trained We just have to do few repetitions and then put it in different frames to see if it is still active, it is still working. The truth holds its integrity. It doesn't change. It's for everyone, from Buddha to Jesus to Babaji and to us. And in this human body, we are here to experience the same. So again, breathe in deep, slow, long breath, inhale and exhale and center to your heart. Feel yourself in this body, in this situation, in this time. You could feel something in middle of your head and your heart may not let you enter your heart. And you may feel that distance is so much, something is stopping, something is like choking me. And breathe into this heart space with love. And exhale and let go. Anything that is not digestible, we are not forced. Come to the state of relaxation just by breathing in and out. There is no better home than our heart space. Seek permission to go inside, to make yourself comfortable. There is no forgiveness. There is only love. And no one can stop us from being love, from giving love, from receiving love. Because we are submerged in love. Just like when we go inside the water, we will be wet. It's the same way. Whether we accept or not, we know or not. But we are submerged in love. Breathe in deep. Breathe out completely. And then try to enter your heart space again and be settled there. Just relax with simple breaths. Normal, natural. Be you. Truly. No need to manipulate. Just be you. Everything in this creation, including ourselves, is made in the image of God. Everything is love. And I am love. God made us whole and complete, perfect. We are already made perfect. Just the way we are. Feel your closeness with yourself. We have never been this close to ourselves before. God is abundance. Everything in this creation is God's love, is there to feed us, to serve us. We have to be open, receiving, grateful, trusting, and be at ease with this thought. This body is just a spacesuit on this planet Earth. And we are not too much worried about it getting rugged. Old. We just experience it. Just the way nature is experiencing itself. Get a signal from your higher self by saying these words. My beautiful higher self, take name. Please give me your signal now. we instantly receive the signal, or we might already have the signal the moment we start feeling love. Lovingly ask from this heart space to your higher self, my beautiful higher self, please give me the name of people I need to forgive. Be open to receive. Don't go into the stories. Just see the name, the faces, the incidents in front of you. Stay there in your heart space, feeling love. Let the life unfold from childhood to now, or maybe the unknown memories. Let them float in front of you. Let your thoughts bubble up and just see them. Observe your heart space, the feeling of love. We are feeling there is a pain, or my state of love is no more there. Definitely, we are holding grudges. You may gently open your eyes to write down the names if it is too much. Or maybe after the meditation, you might want to make a note. Just be open to receive without any judgment or conditions. To those wonderful people who we need to forgive, repeat behind me. I made a mistake in my thinking that allowed you to hurt me. I recognize that you are only doing what I invited. And in reality, neither you nor anyone else can hurt me. Feel it. I'm perfect now. I have always been perfect. And I will always be perfect. You cannot change that. I now recognize that life is for giving love to you. We want to say this for each person individually. We can do it in later time. The feeling is important. If we can't say word to word, and if we just realize that I have invited these beautiful, wonderful people doing what they are doing, just it was because of my mistake in my thinking. It doesn't make me imperfect. In this ever expanding universe, I am expanding my thinking, aligning it with God's thoughts. And I let go of all the limited beliefs I created. That is an illusion. I realized the truth. Now is the time to send love. To these people or event. So feel love, be love. And say, I send you love from my heart. Take name. And I forgive you, knowing it is impossible for you to infringe on my perfection. Say this for individual person we have noted. I send you love from my heart. Take name. And I forgive you, knowing it is impossible for you to infringe on my perfection. Feel love. Feel that person in his own joy. Nothing is happening on face to face, but in our heart, in our mind, there's a shift. Anything that is not love is not true. Nobody can make us feel compromised, trespassed, feel little. In my perfection, I'm aligned with all the God qualities. I seek to be. Keep your awareness in your heart space, feeling love, radiating it, allowing it to flow freely. If you feel it heavy, painful, just feel that there's a vacuum pulling out, sucking out that pain from your heart space through your left hand. And you're allowing it to go. It was an illusion. My own wrong thinking gave me this experience. Everything that we do here on this plane is to gain the experience, is to learn. And there is no victim, there is no perpetrator. Only experience. And we learn to regain to our originality, our reality, the truth, what we are. All these God qualities is our true nature. No one can take it from us. Keep the flow of love expanding, reaching far from this heart space, heart center, throughout your body, the space around, in every part, in everything. God's love is infinite. It is not conditional. And I am not conditional love. I am only love. And I am only giving love without any condition. Let us make that intent. Whatever comes in front of me, I will be my true self in the image of God. In full joy, in happiness, in love, in that bliss. In that peace, in that trust of having everything. Everything is taken care for this life. Breathe in, breathe out deep as you feel heavy, as you feel tired, tight, stiff. You may lie down if you feel restless and let the process happen. Let it continue throughout. Release. Don't make people cage in your heart. Let them go. Keep only love. We are here to increase our capacity of love. Let us thank our higher self for guiding us through the process, for giving the names, for telling us about the events we are holding to. Let us thank our higher self for its guidance all the time. And we are receiving it all the time. Claim it. Let us thank Babaji for telling us the forgiveness with truth. Very vast, deep content, concept. With so much patience and love, is giving, and we received it today. We might have listened it first time. We want to go over it again and again and start living just by little and little and little. Our willingness to be loved, to be forgiving, to be free, to be who we truly are, will take us anywhere we want to be. I will take this time to thank this group energy, everybody present here, or will be connecting, for making this happen. Only if we are ready to receive, such wisdom comes to people. It might be difficult initially, but there is a whole world supporting us, helping us to learn. There are many teachers all around us. And each and every one of you has been taught. You have taught us in very simple way. Take a slow, long, deep breath in and out and last 1 minute. Wherever we are, let ourselves expanding to infinity without thinking how it will happen. It is been happening and it will keep on happening with love. Come back to this body. Feel your legs, your hands, your seat, your room. Another deep breath in and out. And we are ready to come back. Last 10 seconds. With a smile on your face and light in your heart and love in the whole existence. Gently put both your hands over your closed eyes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. You may slowly, gently open your eyes and come back. Do this practice little by little every day. You may want to take name for a couple of people, 2, 3 people, 4, 5 people. Keep a note. You may want to do the forgiveness one by one, just by sending thought of love and claiming your own perfection. Knowing that, you are my guest, I have invited you, and after you have gone, I have to do the cleanup. So welcome back. Thank you. This thought was shared by Monilji yesterday and I loved it. Thank you, Geeta ji, for wonderful reading and your contribution to it. And Shailesh ji, as usual, wonderful teacher, explaining things so easy. We can take more questions. As you come out slowly, you can raise your hands. Shailesh ji, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Geeta ji, you wanted to say something?
Thank you so much, Preeti ma'am. Your words really invoked some of phrases in my mind. Point number one, I realized that old habits die hard. And probably I have got into a habit of holding the grudges. So this is a habit now. So it may die hard, but once I've realized that it needs to go. So now I'll be working. And secondly, the personality, how it changes. First, a person develop some habits, make some habits. And it's true, absolutely true, that later the habits make that person. So we have, at least I'm going to say for myself, now I realize that I have been a slave now, and thinking that I am the one who's holding grudges. No, 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 no. Now I'm totally a slave to the grudges. Now the grudges are actually manipulating me that this is what mm, I have to do. So as I can read on some of the chats, great are these people who are finding their grudges melting. I have just realized that my grudges have become so hard over time that it may take me some time, but I'll be very, very kind to myself. It's really great that I've been made aware by two of you and Neha ma'am and Monil ma'am, that at least I've become aware that I need to work. I need to practice on these. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Gitaji, you read the chapter. There is a line that the grudges have been your master and you have been its slave. So now is the time that truth is there in your hand. And there's not like, I have to work with myself. I have to gently open myself. बहुत हो गया. Like, I don't want to be in shelter. Sometimes I feel why these doors, these, walls are around me. I feel like, okay, it should be open. That feeling comes.
But Preeti ma'am, while you were saying something about the environmental challenges, that people who think that there will not be any water, clean water for future and all that, I'm a person who teaches environmental engineering, and I realize that probably I am not doing it the right way. The message has to go to them without conveying any fear along with that. I do not know how to do that, but probably once I realized from your message, there has to be a way of telling people to take care of environment
I think there is enough
without
of
the words
telling. Like
actually harm.
already there are hoardings telling us everything that I said, but from here what we receive, because we have created that situation and we will only fix it and we will definitely fix it. So that's why we are here learning these things. What do you think what will happen next? You have gone through all the 24 weeks and then it will open such things that we may not even, understand now. But only if we go to that space of heart, things will come. And I have that trust, that Seth also said, right? It's your thought. The nature is reflecting any imbalances in your thought. Everything goes to that universal consciousness, whether it's fear, love. So we are expanding on love. That's where my focus is. My focus is here. Abhi bahar ka world, just leave it as it is. Just work here and then see what happens.
But since you have also read that the Celestine prophecy, you remember that the thoughts gain power by the masses. Hai na? So that critical mass has to be reached.
Yes.
That is why probably people spread awareness about these. And this is what I would call practice. Hai na? It's not exactly meditation. The word dhyan probably is better. Na? So if you take care of things ध्यान से ध्यान से सब कुछ सुधरेगा, but yes.
On that level where people see those boardings and hoardings, right? These things are spread enough. And even at school, kids are being told. So things are done outwardly, things are being done. Definitely it has to be done, not only in my mind, in our heart space also. More of, people in heart has to be here. That's why these kind of courses are coming. Once you have understood meditation, go further, take this. And it will be a challenge again.
There's one Greta Thunberg, there will be many more.
But thank you for reminding that, that what wrong habit dies hard, right? The habit forms with continuous giving energy to one single thought. That becomes
Yes.
our action, that becomes our, behavior, that natural way of being in love. That is what we are training right now. That's a new habit, or you can say. We drop one and we create one.
There are two things, not only grudges. I think the ego, where we are trying to pass judgments over everyone. So We're being so judgmental. Even if we are not holding grudges, then we are judging people.
It's our limited mind. When we are in that frame, we only speak limited words. Right? That is judgment. Judgment is limiting to a certain label, to certain things, right and wrong. See all around it, then you see bigger picture. And in a human, that aspect, it's difficult to be there. It's difficult to accept. Many times I feel like, okay, I would have said something to it, but I'm not able to say because there's a emotional block, that grudge or the resentment or that feeling of not able to express properly. It is holding me to not to express. But if I am flowing freely in love, I would be able to answer it easily with love.
Thank you, thank you. And on a very lighter note, why did Babaji forget to mention the spouse here? That's the person.
In the guidance
Probably
today,
Babaji was not married. Huh? Probably Babaji was not married.
in the guidance also, I was getting the list, that sister, brother, it might be your sister, brother, mother, father. And then I kept quiet and you added it.
Maybe, I took the liberty of playing that prank. Sometimes Shailesh sir says, no, seniors can play pranks. So,
Babaji is around you, Geetaji, because he loves prank. He will tell you your questions, answer.
yes,
You share
yes.
with us.
That's why I told you. How come, Babaji, you forgot the spouse here? All married people, they are wondering why the word spouse is missing there. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, Anna.
Thank you so much for today's meditation and for explaining the chapter so well, and Babaji for all the learning that you're giving us through this book. I'm so grateful. I just wanted to share my experience of forgiveness. I was a very servile person, and didn't have any self-respect, didn't have any self-esteem. So I was behaving like pleasing everybody and wanting to be accepted. And I was having experiences in my life which I was not learning through till the ninth person. Probably times the pattern was repeating, and the ninth person was so hard, was so brutal, and so the bullying was to such an extent that I had to tell myself that I cannot take it anymore. And I said this because I'm not doing anything wrong, I'm just giving love, but what I'm getting is not what I expect. But then I was creating that because I was behaving like a servant. So I was creating more of those experiences. So anyway, I stopped that at that moment. And that's when gratitude came into my life. And in that, one of the exercises was saying thank you to people who have not treated you well, and what are the lessons you've learned for that. So when I reflected on that, I realized, oh my God, it taught me such a big lesson of self love. So the last ninth episode of the pattern repeating, in the ninth time, that person was the most brutal, but it taught me how to love myself. And that just changed my life. And so it was so beautiful. And in that exercise, you had to send gratitude to that person and love to that person. And I was doing it constantly. And I had no anger towards that person anymore, even though it was such a bad experience that even in my body, it was showing, I had psychosomatic responses in my body. So even now, when I think of that person, it's all love and gratitude for teaching me the biggest lesson of my life. It came very late in my life, but I'm so grateful, because otherwise my life would not have been so beautiful. So it is very powerful when you send love. And that's why when you send that scale of consciousness, I was looking for gratitude in that. But now I realize that gratitude and conscious love are all in the same frequency. So thank you. Thank you so much. Every moment in this program is so beautiful. Thank you so much.
Wow. That's too much to take in. Wonderful.
Yeah.
If we look back, we have learned these lessons already. If we have been, willing to do this, like in my journey also, we might have come across this book of Heal Yourself, Louise Hay, right? And that was the basic, like baby step taking towards forgiveness. And there I learned, that you see that people, the person who you are sending love, he is happy in his own way, whatever he is doing. He might not listen to you, he might abuse you, whatever he's doing, but you let him go. You just set him free. You don't keep things in your heart, like saying, oh, I wish something for you. Just leave it with love.
And also one more thing, when initially when I used to forgive people, if I hear some bad news about them, somewhere deep inside I would feel, ah, they deserve it. You know, that feeling. But now that feeling also doesn't come because of constantly practicing gratitude and sending love. That doesn't come. In fact, I'm not happy to hear that something bad is happening to them. So that is also a huge shift that has happened in me. And that is also very liberating.
That's real forgiveness. That's the true forgiveness. Yesterday I was given example. You check if yourself, if you know, if that person is in pain, how do you feel? If that person is in happiness, how do you feel? Then you can see if your forgiveness is complete or not. Thank you so much for sharing.
But in general, once you have understood or grasped the concepts being taught here in this chapter, you will not have the need for forgiveness itself. Irrespective of what is happening, you won't get into that frame of mind where forgiveness becomes necessary. Right? That's where we are going with this. This is why I want to spend enough time in having you digest this information well enough, right? And I'm seeing that like a lot of people are having difficulty, and that's okay. That's normal. It's okay. If you're having difficulty in accepting, because our belief system is so strongly rooted, it's not easy to let go. But what I am saying is, consider that our belief system is not really our belief system. We believe in something that was told to us. It is somebody else's thought that we accepted as our belief, as a truth. To us, that became a truth, right? And that's where all the illusion starts. The illusion of right and wrong, all kinds of illusions will start from there. And that's creation of duality. So, belief system has a place in our life. It is important. It is it's a checklist of what we came here for. It's a reminder of what we came here for. That's how those are the beliefs we carry through and become who we are today, right? Through the belief system that creates all our patterns, our behavior, our experiences, everything is connected. So once we become conscious about it, once we start understanding, well, okay, that is an illusion. Okay, let me understand what's the truth. And that's what Babaji is teaching us. The truth is everything is connected with love. Just allow the love to flow. Remove the barriers in the path of love, right? And all those aspects that we just talked about, the grudges and all kinds of negative feelings and whatever it is, they are bad. They create the barriers in our being in a state of love. That's where we need to practice. That's the practice we are doing. So if you are having difficulty, okay, I am able to forgive these 5 people but not those 2. You are doing it wrong.
It
That's
will just take time. Just don't think
yeah,
it will happen overnight. It takes time, even years maybe. So,
yeah.
but just know that the more we are centering in the heart, the more we are experiencing the God qualities, this will happen automatically. That other person, that quote, double quote person will go away. That's just love will remain. And as we
Other,
are, yeah,
yeah. One important thing about this is also we have to be very clear that we associate that experience with the person. That's another wrong thing. Each of those experiences is not to be associated with any person. They are just the messengers. They are bringing the message to us. That's all they are. We can't assign the responsibility on them. We are responsible. We invited them, right? So they are just the messengers. Focus on the message, not the people. Once you learn to do this, you will it will be so easy for you to then disconnect, because that is what creates attachments. That's what creates all kind of complexities in our life, which impedes our growth, which kind of holds on to us and not lets us grow in our spiritual journey, right? So those are the things. If we are able to understand this thing properly, we start disassociating from people and bring our awareness to the message, the thing that I need to learn, the thing that I need to understand. Why did I ask, or in fact, now through Babaji's this in this chapter, why did I write that script which this person spoke in front of you? Right? I have written this script. This guy is only an actor repeating the dialogues that I gave him. Right? So, why did I write those dialogues? What is the reminder I wanted for myself? That bring about all the changes. You will then take the responsibility on yourself, and once you take responsibility, you will not repeat the mistake, right? That's learning, that's knowledge, that's true learning, true knowledge, right? So that aspect of us is very important.
Because of, like, many times we are in so much of emotions, like I'm being victim, I'm not heard, I'm helpless, and that kind of thing. We are not able to see what message is coming. We just see the rude part, the brutal part. So being in the heart space, it allows us to, whatever is coming, just let it sit there for some time. You come back to the script or whatever conversation we had, and what is there to take, what to understand. It's like, take it in two step. Even the forgiveness in this chapter is done in two step. First, find out the person. Babaji is understanding that you might feel grudges, you might feel a lot of emotions when you are listing the name. Then he says, in your next quiet period, go and then forgive those people with these words. So take your time to, and that bridge that gap, and then do the rest of the practice. And today, now just as we are discussing today, and we've been taking help of nature to understand everything. So Babaji is not just telling us the truth that who God is and who you are, what you are, is also connecting us with nature so very much. Every day we cannot stop um, talking about the nature, how we are, what we are.
We are
So I feel
integral
more
part of nature.
connected. I feel more connected with nature. It's not just teaching forgiveness. It's just not teaching that you are loved. It is also telling that, okay, you are part of this nature.
We are integral part of nature, and we are nature. So that's another learning we are going to have, and we will be doing a lot of work on that in future. But this is the foundation for us to be able to do that properly. Right? We will do a lot of work on that as well.
And as I said, like we did, Louis say way of forgiveness, it was one part. And then I said that I learned from Said that we create our own reality. That's another part. Those two things are done separately, right? But here, it's not about self-love. It's about you being love. It's not love, give love to yourself. That is what will be a forgiveness to yourself. But know that you are love and that cannot be changed, whether you accept it or not. A person can accept whether I am whole and complete, perfect, love, light, or anything other than that. Anything that comes, we have to accept. The truth is there that you are made in the image of God. But the day we accept, we will start seeing that change. And then there will be at one point of time, like these sessions I've been doing, I want to see one people name. There's no name coming. It only shows some experience. And then it's the next moment it shows what I learned from it. And then I moved ahead. And that that experience flew through my eye. It came in front of me since my childhood, not just like 2 years ago and the day I started exploring spirituality. No, It was coming from the very small age, young age, when I could remember those hard things happening for the first time. And I was holding to that for many years, decades. And then it was so easily accepted, not even a doubt, a little bit feeling of, that the tightness, that, stiffness, or it's feeling hard. No. I easily saw that if that experience happened, this is what I learned, and I moved further. So it's easier when the tough experiences are experienced at very young age, whether we remember or not. But it makes us really strong.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
I said a
Thank
lot,
you.
and
Yeah.
I hope you all enjoy your journey with this forgiveness, and it becomes part of our day-to-day life, that whoever we remember and whatever we do, we remind us to be in love.
This is the biggest burden all of us carry all our life. So that's why this is so very important. This is part of our healing. This is deepest healing we will do through this. So it's important. Please try to be open in understanding this. Put in as much effort as you can in reading line by line and understanding everything. That's important. Okay? So thank you so much. Thank you. And we will be here again tomorrow at the same time. Let's stop for now.